Donald Trump held two rallies yesterday, one in Aurora, Colorado, and then one after in Reno, Nevada. And throughout these rallies, you can see the slow descent into madness, into more and more authoritarian rhetoric. And I don't say that lightly. I genuinely want you to watch this clip of Trump ally Stephen Miller getting the crowd to boo and yell at pictures of brown people as he said, "These aren't the kids you grew up with. Does this look like the people you grew up with?" Watch.
Look at all these photos around me. Are these the kids you grew up with? Are these the neighbors you were raised with? Are these the neighbors that you want in your city? No. These are the criminal migrants that Kamala Harris brought into your community. And as swiftly as they came, Donald Trump will send them back.
Just a normal Trump rally, Stephen Miller, who has had leaked messages showing that he's a white supremacist, pointing to photos of brown immigrants and getting the crowd to boo at them. I don't use this word often, but Stephen Miller in particular loves to use Hitlerian rhetoric, and that has been shown in leaked emails. But that is only the tip of the iceberg. That was Stephen Miller introducing Trump in Aurora, Colorado, which, remember a few months back, this massive conspiracy started that apartment buildings were being taken over by immigrants. Not true. In this next clip, Donald Trump 100% just projects. Take a look. Make sure you leave a like on the video.
There's something wrong with her when you can't get up and make a speech like normally, like with all the work we do, you know, you think you could for 40 minutes. Well, she makes very short speeches too. Do you ever notice they're like 10 minutes? It's, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you. My name is Kamala. And she, you know, she'll speak like so routinely. So, and I hate the word. You know, they had word salad. The words. I don't like the sound of it, but it's sort of true. You know, she just like they're just words. They're put together. They don't mean anything.
There's no shot he's being serious. There's no self-awareness here. Look at this kid in the background, bottom left, yawning right by Trump's left hand. I see a kid yawning because of Trump's boring speech. But listen, while he's trying to say the words word salad, he literally just can't speak.
Salad. The words. I don't like the sound of it, but
he genuinely cannot speak. The irony is crazy here. Listen to him at the beginning of the clip saying that Kamala can't speak, and in the process, he can't even hold one sentence. He can't even finish one sentence.
Something wrong with her when you can't get up and make a speech like normally, like with all the work we do, you know, you think you could for 40 minutes. Well, she makes very short speeches too.
I feel like I'm being gaslit right now. I genuinely feel like MAGA just exists to gaslight me, and it's one big prank because everything they say is the reverse of reality. Not just the reverse, but it mirrors reality so perfectly. I mean, Trump will say that Democrats use toxic rhetoric, that we are a threat to democracy, that Kamala can't finish a sentence. Soon he's going to be saying that Kamala's too old or something like that. Genuinely, just projection. Watch this clip.
These are the people that we have coming into our country, and we're now known as, and all throughout the world, as an occupied country. We're an occupied country, can you believe?
Who refers to us as that? That is not true. Aaron Rupar points out outrageous, dangerous, lying. This is Donald Trump again, trying to sow fear throughout the American people because that's all he has right now is immigration. I want to stress and highlight that Lankford had a bill, a conservative senator named James Lankford, created a bill that was pretty good. It was endorsed by Border Patrol agents, endorsed by a bunch of Republicans. It would increase funding for Border Patrol agents, increase the amount of asylum judges at the border, and Trump told Congress to shoot it down.
So she didn't close it, and then they have the apps, right? How about the apps? Where they have an app so that the gangs, the people, the cartels, the heads of them, they can call the app. They call the second most resettled population nobody's ever seen. They call up the app and they ask, where do we drop the illegals? And people are on the other side, and they left that. She actually created an app, a phone system, where they can call up. I mean, she's a criminal. She's a criminal.
Really? So more projection right there saying Kamala Harris is a criminal. Can I point out that this app was created in 2020 and Donald Trump is completely misconstruing what the app does. But then again, he doesn't have any actual plan, so he just has to focus on immigration. Like when it comes to abortion, this dude has a new point of view every single day on a 6-week abortion ban. When it comes to Ukraine, he says, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just wait. When it comes to healthcare, he literally said he has concepts of a plan. man. He doesn't know what tariffs are, and we are like 8 or 9 years into this. We are 8 or 9 years in, and this dude still does not know what a tariff is. Here's another clip of Donald Trump talking about the Trump Organization.
On day one of the Trump Organization, when I founded it, it was nice. But now it's great. But I want to get back to the Trump administration, because the Trump administration is going to do things like has really never been done. We're going to clean this thing out. The good thing about this 4-year period, it's a horrible period. It's a shame it happened. It should have never happened. Shouldn't have happened. But they've done so badly that we'll be able to do it, and we'll be able to do it with cheers, because people see how bad it is and how bad it's been run. And that's
okay, these are genuinely the last dying breaths of a political provocateur. I was watching a documentary the other day that covered Trump's rise to power in 2015, 2016. People will get mad when I say this, but he was objectively more energetic, more entertaining, and even a little bit sharper. Even though he didn't make sense still, he didn't have any real policies. Trump in 2016 was a lot quicker on the ball. And of course, I can already see the comments, Adam, never say that Trump is quick on the ball. Trump in 2016 was a different person. Here, Donald Trump can't even spit out a single sentence. He has this repetitious pattern of speaking that he's always had, but it's gotten much, much worse. For example, in this 40-second clip, I was counting, he said, like we've never seen before, nobody's ever seen it, at least 6 times, and a few years back, he would have only said it like 2 or 3 times, if you get what I'm saying. So, Donald Trump is genuinely on the last dying breaths of his career, and he's trying to grab for power so he doesn't end up in jail. It's just sad. It's a sad ploy, and I can't believe a large portion of the country have been conned by it. Here's Donald Trump talking about his presidency.
And I'll tell you what, we're gonna show you some things pretty soon that are gonna be amazing. What we've done compared to what they've done, we've had the most successful presidency ever. They had a disaster. They've had a disaster. The biggest inflation.
They always say that Trump had an amazing presidency, but I want to show you this video of me at a Trump rally. You guys might have seen this clip. It went viral. It has 3 million views. But in this clip, I ask a Trump supporter who is very confident. I say, can you name one Trump policy? Just one Trump policy, and they never can. This is worth a watch. People say that Biden is senile. Do you believe that?
I believe it.
So senile Biden, right? Yeah. Quote, senile Biden has passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
He didn't do it.
The PACT Act.
He's an empty suit.
Okay, so with him and the help of Congress, we can revise the wording. They passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the PACT Act, the Chips and Science Act. Let me ask you, what's one bill that Trump passed?
What's one bill that Trump passed? Oh my God! What's one bill? His policies. Okay.
You repeat the question like it's obvious, but you don't give me an answer.
No, I know one bill that he passed.
Name it.
Okay. Well, look at what he implemented with security in the border. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Security in the border. Roe versus Wade. Okay. The economy was up under Trump because
Roe v. Wade is a decent answer. That's just from the Supreme Court, but that's a decent answer. So you're pro-life.
I'm pro-choice.
I can't with this lady. I freaked out after that. Not actually, but I was like, what the hell are you talking about? The whole video is on my channel. You can go see the interaction after. Here's another clip of Trump in Aurora, Colorado, just creating hate.
With your vote, we will achieve complete and total victory over these sadistic monsters. It's going to go very quickly. Remember our local police? They're great. I know them so well. They've been restricted from operating.
I mean, Trump has conned all of these people into thinking that the streets are full of sadistic monsters and they're, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, but not in their hometown. Not in their hometown, only in other towns across America. Because when I ask these Trump supporters in Pennsylvania or Michigan, for example, I ask them, have you personally seen illegal immigrants committing crimes or gangs on the streets? They say, no, but I've seen videos of it. It's happening in other places. So all of these people have been tricked into thinking there's some massive criminal problem when there's not.
Great. They know everything about every one of them. They say, oh, how will you ever find them? The local police know everyone. They know their middle names. They know their serial numbers. Where
not true at all.
They live. No, and they want to do their job. They're done. You have no idea how many police officers say, sir, we're going to indemnify them against any prosecutions because they get prosecuted if they do their work.
Okay, so this is some scary stuff right here. Donald Trump is claiming that the cops actually have tabs on these illegal immigrants and gang members, and they know them by serial number. That is not true whatsoever. If that were true, then why haven't the cops cracked down on these certain gang members if they know them by memory? But number two, there's not some record of illegal immigrants. Actually, I should start saying undocumented immigrants. I mirror his rhetoric too much. My bad, my bad. There isn't some record of undocumented immigrants that come over here, and cops don't know which undocumented immigrants commit crimes, so that would lead to some blanket deportation where you just kick an entire family out, and that would also lead to violence in the streets necessarily, because Trump is claiming in one breath there are gangs roving our streets with military-grade rifles, is what he says, but then on the other hand, 30 cops in some small town are going to take out this entire gang because they know him. They know him by serial number or whatever. It's just all nonsense, and what Donald Trump wants to do is create violence in the streets when normal families, undocumented migrants, or people who came here legally are inevitably kicked out. I mean, that would happen.
Going to pass that, it'll pass so fast. If they do their job, they get prosecuted by their own people. They get sued by the people that won't take care of the criminals. Some of the DAs that won't do the, think of it, and AGs. They won't go after the criminal, but they'll go after our police officers.
It's just not true. The only person who doesn't go after a criminal is maybe Judge Eileen Cannon. We have another clip of Donald Trump talking about ICE and Border Patrol.
Elite squads of ICE, Border Patrol, and federal law enforcement officers to hunt down, arrest, and deport every last illegal alien gang member until there is not a single one left in this country. And if they come back into our country, they will be told it is an automatic 10-year sentence in jail with no possibility of parole.
This dude only has immigration to talk about. Genuinely, he has no other problem to talk about. And the scary part is, I have more clips to play, but the scary part is, it's somewhat working. This sort of Hitlerian rhetoric that he's using, always stirring up fear, is working. 538 right now, which is one of the top prediction models. People get mad when I show this, but they do run 1,000 simulations based on polling data, economic data, demographic data. They run a bunch of simulations and then lay out the probabilities here. Harris wins 53 times out of 100. Trump wins 47 times out of 100. That is terrifying. People get mad when I pull up 538, but also one of the top predictive websites named Polymarket has the same thing. It is a coin flip. Donald Trump is at 54.9% and VP Harris is at 44.8%. All of these swing states, Pennsylvania, for example, Polymarket has as an absolute coin flip. You see right there, 54% to 47%. So my broader point is here, don't discount Donald Trump's tactics. When he's trying to use immigration to stir up fear, it seems to be working because this election is a coin flip. We are a 1 percentage point error in the polls away from a Trump victory, but on the same note, we are a 1 percentage point error away from a Kamala Harris landslide. I don't mean to say this to scare you guys. I mean to say this to make you guys vote. Go get out there and vote because all of the predictive markets from Polymarket to 538 have this as a coin flip. Now here is another clip of Trump lying about immigrants getting better treatment than children in hospitals.
You cannot get into a hospital, by the way, because the migrants have all of the beds. You cannot get into a hospital. You cannot get your kids into a school because there are migrants there that don't even speak the language. It's unbelievable. They're giving, because of Biden and Kamala, they're giving precedence over your children who've been in that school. Is it not even thinking?
Not true. It's a dangerous lie, just like Donald Trump has told lies about FEMA not helping during a natural disaster like Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Milton. Donald Trump very intentionally spread this lie that FEMA wants to take away your house if you don't give back $750. But number one, the $750 wasn't a loan. You didn't have to pay it back. Number two, you could get up to $45,000 in aid. The $750 was for immediate needs, if you immediately needed food or clothes or something of the sort. So Donald Trump genuinely conned American citizens into not taking help when they could have used that help for his own political gain. He is trying to appeal to 98% of the country that's not being affected, and in the process screws over the 2% who actually need help. It actually makes me pretty pissed off that he's doing that. Here's another clip of Donald Trump being called out by friend of the show, Lee McGowan, Cohen on CNN for using apocalyptic rhetoric all the time.
Absolute garbage.
What about that?
Both sides use absolutely extreme rhetoric. I would argue that is the bread and butter of a political campaign. So let's not play the game where we try to pretend.
I'm absolutely exhausted by this. Both sides do this thing. This is insane. This is literally insane. You have Kamala Harris up there saying, we can move forward. We can do better. We can have a joyful future. And this guy's saying people are scum and human garbage and immigrants are slitting your throat. And we're going to round up people and putting them in camps. And you're going, both sides.
Well, let's say that Coleman is right.
And then...
The both sides thing is BS, and what Coleman Hughes right here is saying, he's not a Trump supporter. He's saying that both sides are calling each other fascists, but that's still a terrible argument because with one side, it's actually true. First of all, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz aren't calling Donald Trump a fascist, but Trump is calling them communists, Marxists, socialists, all of those words, and fascists. He says that too, but Donald Trump actually has called for the termination of the Constitution. He actually tried to subvert the will of the American people. He is a fascist in every sense of the word, and we're not going to stop ourselves from calling that out. Also, Politics Girl does a great job. I want to make an appearance on one of these CNN panels. Would you guys like to see that? Let me know in the comment section below. If I could get on one of these panels, wouldn't that be a fun time? Here's another clip of Donald Trump in Aurora, Colorado last night talking about Polis, Jared Polis.
And remember, it was Polis. So nice to me in the White House. Sir, yes, sir, called me sir. Called me sir, would have done whatever the hell I wanted. Yes, sir. Oh, sir, it's such an honor. And yet it was Polis who led the move to take me off the ballot because I was leading in the polls against all of the Democrats.
What is he on about now? Number one, I doubt this happened. But number two, yeah, Democrats actually care about respect in politics. We haven't hit the bottom like you have, Donald Trump. So Jared Polis probably did refer to you as sir back in 2018 or 2019. It's not that surprising that the president of the United States was referred to as sir. Jared Polis was also probably worried that you'd cut off some sort of aid during a natural disaster. So yeah, he's going to say that.
I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. I don't do quite as well with black women, I must say. I don't know why.
Really? You don't know why at all? Maybe it's because you're abrasive, you're brash, you stripped healthcare away from millions of black women, you've discriminated against black people since the 60s, 70s, the DOJ took you to court for it. Maybe because you constantly undermined where Obama was born, and you've spread racist conspiracy theories about the Central Park 5 at every single turn. I could go on, but I think I'll cut it off here. If you enjoyed this video, if you made it to the end, comment hi Adam, drop a blue heart, hit that subscribe button, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.